So, we are now on the second part of our program, Immigration 101, with Solicitor Crystal Diaz. Hi, Crystal. How was
Hi,
that for you?
hi, good afternoon, Miss Rose. I'm okay, looking very well. And it's good to see Raymond Bagat sing again because we saw him when he was in London. And I'm kind of hot and bothered now after
I
watching
know.
it.
Yes, ang maganda sa trabahong ito, you see, you meet a lot of people. But one thing I can say, I really like Raymond. I don't like everybody that I interview in showbiz. Kasi,
Mm,
syempre, you don't really get to know them naman. Maiksing oras lang yung
yes.
pag-interview mo or yung kasama mo siya. But this guy, I learned a lot from him, especially dun sa kanyang discipline. Kasi
Mm,
yung diet, for example, yung yoga, yung meditation, that's one thing
mm,
that I need to go back to. Remember our friend Marites Allen? Marami
yes.
din siyang
Yes.
tips on starting your day. I think it's very important, especially during the lockdown. And
Yes.
dun sa segment na kasama natin si Raymond, one thing that I like in what he said, sinabi niya about our frontliners, hindi lang yung puro trabaho, you also have to look after yourself. Kasi
Mhm.
paano ka makakapagtrabaho kung hindi mo naman naalagaan yung sarili mo? So you have to, we have to encourage our frontliners also, magpahinga din po kayo. And then, focus on your own wellness. Having said that, Immigration 101, another exciting topic this
Oh, yes.
afternoon. So there you go, Crystal. Totoo ba na mas madali na makapasok ang foreign nurses in the UK now? Kasi I had a report in September that the government or the NHS has booked 6,500 nurses for recruitment, foreign recruitment ito. And then the government is actually spending 28 million pounds for foreign recruitment of nurses because we need a lot of nurses. Ngayon, ang tanong ng mga kababayan natin sa Pilipinas, paano sila makakapagtrabaho in the UK as a nurse?
Well, thank you for that information. It's really important to know where we're at sa NHS sector natin. So the Home Office has recognized the need for frontline workers due to the increasing number of people affected by the coronavirus. The National Health Service has been stretched to its limit trying to cope with the demands for care of COVID-19 patients. In July, the Home Secretary Priti Patel and Secretary of State for Health and Social Care Matt Hancock announced the new Tier 2 fast track visa route for all eligible health and care professionals, making the process quicker, cheaper, and easier for healthcare professionals to relocate to the UK. The visa is called Health and Care. This was launched on 4th of August 2020. But before I move on, I'd just like to say something about what the Home Secretary Priti Patel has said. We are indebted to overseas health and care professionals for their tremendous contributions, not just in saving thousands of lives throughout this crisis, but for the vital role they play year round. This new visa is part of our new immigration system, making it quicker, cheaper, and easier for the best and brightest health and care professionals from around the globe to work in our brilliant NHS. Health and care professionals from all over the world have played a vital role in hospitals and care homes across the country fighting coronavirus. The introduction of the health and care visa follows a number of unprecedented measures to show the UK's gratitude to health workers from overseas. Secretary of State for Health and Social Care Matt Hancock said, "Our health and care system has always had a proud tradition of welcoming overseas staff to work, train, and live in the UK. And I'm proud that the NHS is a destination of choice for talented people from around the world. The unwavering commitment, skill, and compassion staff have shown during the fight against this deadly virus is nothing short of phenomenal, and the reimbursement of the immigration health surcharge recognizes the enormous contribution of those who have come to the UK to work in health and social care. So, having mentioned that, so what's new exactly? A reduced visa application fee, which I will talk in details later. A decision will be made within as little as 3 weeks. And as I've mentioned, the immigration health surcharge, which is a contribution to the NHS, basically there is a permanent exemption. Again, I will talk about the figures later. But first, I would like to introduce you to someone who's just arrived to the UK. He's now our new frontliner. And please welcome everyone, Jesse Blair Valerio. Hello, Jesse. Are you there?
Hello, Miss Crystal. Good
Hi.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining Juan Eu Konek this lovely Sunday and sparing your Sunday afternoon with us. And you just arrived, right? I mean, tell
Yeah,
us about your journey to the UK naman.
actually, I arrived in UK last 15th October, so it is my 1 month today in United Kingdom. Then I started my application last February during my interview with the employer, and then unfortunately, or sorry, after we passed the interview, we got the tentative date of deployment. However, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we got the government put a lockdown, and unfortunately we were not able to process all our documents. Then after that, also the government don't allow us nurses to work abroad, because I know the plight of our government also, that they really wanted us nurses to work back in the Philippines. So for that reason, it cost us, I think, 6 months delayed for our deployment. However, because of the help of also of Ma'am Pearl, which is the director of Skilled Health International, now we are here in UK.
That's amazing. I mean, obviously, as you said, it should have been shorter time to get to UK, but because of the
Yeah.
pandemic, there were delays. But
Yes.
let us start really from the time when you were in the Philippines. When did you qualify as a nurse?
I got my professional license as a nurse way back 2007. And then after that, I worked in the different fields of nursing. I worked as a clinical instructor, and then also I worked in the Middle East for almost 6 years, I think. Then I went back to the Philippines last 2016. Then I got into a new different field, a totally different field. I applied into the Department of Education as a teacher, and also I got my professional license as a teacher way back in the Philippines last 2016. And then I worked as an educator in grade 11 and grade 12, particularly a research teacher. So I engaged in some research for 4 years before I came here to United Kingdom.
So you're a nurse and a teacher.
Yes, Miss
So
Crystal.
two key workers, right? It's like it's kind of amazing what you have achieved.
Thank you.
And now you've decided to come to the UK
Yeah.
and become a nurse, to work as a nurse for the NHS. Now, why did you move to the UK, and why did you leave, Saudi? Because you were there for 6 years, as you said, and then decided, okay, was it not for you, and then come to
Yeah.
UK instead?
Yeah, you are correct. The first reason why I decided to left the Middle East, it's because of, I think it's something to do with the culture. The culture in the Middle East is a little bit strict, And also, another reason is for greener pasture. Of course, no one can deny the fact that European countries are offering higher salary for us nurses. And another thing is, ando na tayo sa sinasabing permanent residency, in-aim ko rin yun. And another thing po is, of course, we have knowing the fact that we have the family na nangangailangan din way back to the Philippines. So whether we like it or not, and we must like it, so we will grab the opportunity of working in Europe, particularly in the United Kingdom.
So when you went back to the Philippines, you decided, okay, I'd like to work to UK, relocate to UK. What did you do first? Who did you approach?
Okay, so before I went here, or before I decided to work in UK, of course, I took first my exams, my English exam, the International English Language Test, which we called it as an IELTS exam.
Mhm.
Then I asked my friends through Facebook who are also working here in United Kingdom how to apply as a nurse, and then because of the referrals also, and I met Ma'am Pearl.
So yeah, so Pearl, she's actually a friend of Juan Eu Konek, and she owns an agency. It's called
Yeah,
Skilled Healthcare International Limited. So you approached her and you asked her if there are any jobs going. So what happened then?
yeah. I decided to contact Ma'am Pearl through chat in Messenger, and then she told me that she said she needs my resume, my CV, and then after that, she finds some employer for me. She arranged a schedule for an interview. Fortunately, it took only for me 2 weeks, I guess, for me to wait for the interview, and then luckily I passed the interview.
The interview with the
Employer,
employer who's
yeah,
based in the UK. So that was done online. Is that
yeah,
right?
through Skype.
Of course. So when was that? When was the interview?
I guess I got my interview, or I guess last February 2020. Yeah.
Okay, and you were informed that they gave you the job when?
Yeah, a day, 24 hours after I got my job offer.
So within after it's just one day. So you
Yes.
were interviewed on the 20th, and on the 21st you were offered the job.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very
It's
fast actually.
it's very fast, yes. So then obviously you had to go through the requirements of
Of
the
course.
Nurses and Midwifery Council. So the first stage you've had to do was to take, what was that you had to do?
The first before the interview with the employer, I have already my English exam. I passed already
Mhm.
my English exam, and then I need also to take my CBT, or the computer-based test, which is the first qualification for you, or the first part of competence to be qualified as a nurse in United Kingdom. So I passed already the CBT. After that, we did our medicals, our IOM. It's like a TB test, chest X-ray, which done in Makati City.
Mhm.
Then after that, all the medicals. Then we send it to the through the agency here in United
Mhm.
Kingdom, and then they issued us the certificate of sponsorship for us to process our visa.
So that's the processing of a visa. That's part of it, right? So
Yes,
let me take you back. So in the Philippines, where are you from?
I am from Negros Occidental.
And you had to travel to Makati, did you? To
Yeah,
so how was
exactly.
that for you? Because of the
Actually,
pandemic,
yeah,
that must have been tricky.
actually, I did my IOM the first week of March, so wala pang pandemic yon. And
Mm.
then after that, nagka-pandemic, I guess, March 15, the government um, put a lockdown. So unfortunately, some of our documents got expired, particularly my IOM, because 6 months
Because it's
lang po ang
only valid for
ang
6 months, right?
yeah, ang validity po nyo noon is 6 months. So I need before I will I can process my visa. I need to renew my IOM, and it was really difficult. It was really um, overwhelming on our part. The physical stress, the financial stress. Of course, we need to spend again a lot of money, and then all the travel documents. You cannot go into airport directly, not like before the pandemic. That anytime you can travel, but because of the pandemic, we need to process all the medicals from the city health office way back in Negros. And then we need also to go to the Philippine National Police for us to be issued like the travel permit, because the airport won't allow us to ride a plane without the travel permit from the PNP.
Mhm.
It was really exhausting on our part. And then when we arrived in Manila, also they are searching also for some documents that we really don't have the COVID-19, that we tested negative for the COVID-19. And fortunately, we got our IOM renewed. So after that, we cannot come back to our province. Really, the struggle is real for us applicants from the province. The struggle is real for us because we need to wait to Manila for our medicals, for our COS, for our visa. Hindi kami basta-basta makabalik ng province, kasi pag magbalik kami ng province, another papers we will process from Manila before our province will accept us. Like in Negros, before you will come back to Negros, kailangan mo na namang mag-process ng medical certificates, ng police clearance from the PNP, the travel permit. Pagdating mo ng province, quarantine ka for 14 days. After quarantine for 14 days from their facility, 7 days home quarantine again. So for a total of 21 days. So I decided not to go back to the province and just to wait all my papers, my visa until the date of deployment in Manila.
That was in Manila.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's easy if you're from Manila and you it's okay. It's easier. You don't have to travel.
Yeah.
But if you're actually, as you said, if you're from the province, it's a little bit tricky. As you said, it could be stressful because of the need for the paperwork before you can travel and back again, right? So
Yeah.
it's not so straightforward.
Yeah.
Obviously, our topic today is how easy it is to make an application for a visa to the UK. But it's just really, it's good to have a background, like what's actually happening. When you're making an application and you're from the province outside Manila.
Yeah.
Um, but as you said, you had to do all of this though before actually making the application to come to the UK, right? Because that's
Yes.
the prerequisite uh, documents that you have to submit before everything
Exactly.
else. Yeah. So as you said, the lockdown happened in the Philippines on the 15th of March. So that
Yeah.
kind of delayed things. Um, so now, you then Pearl from Skilled Healthcare International Limited did everything for you, did all the paperwork for
Yes.
you for the visa, processing of the visa. So take us through that.
I think we applicants under the Skilled Health International, we are very lucky to have to have Mom Pearl, because she's very hands-on in terms of the processing of all our documents, and we also opened up our issues from the especially nurses from the province, that we told her, Ma'am Pearl, it's very difficult for us to come back again to the province. And then fortunately, Ma'am Pearl arranged for us everything. She arranged our COS very fast. Right after receiving our COS the next day, or I guess after 2 days, we processed our visa. And then, thank you Lord, walang delayed sa visa. Lahat sa amin na dumating yung visa on time. And then after the visa, I guess after 1 day or 2 days, we received also our ticket, our deployment, or our ticket going to the UK. So
Mhm.
we are very lucky to have, or to be under the Skilled Health International and under Mom Pearl, because she's very hands-on in terms of the processing of of all our documents.
Well, actually, that's very good to hear, Jesse, because I've come across a lot of stories from our kababayans where they have been scammed by, agencies where they had to take their a cut to pay for this and that. But did you have to pay for your visa fee, your plane ticket? What happened there?
We paid only for our exams, and then our visa fee, our plane ticket, everything is paid by the employer through Skilled Health International also. And then when we arrived here, we received our refund, everything. We got refunded by our medical fees, with our IOM, with our IELTS or English test, with our CBT also. We got refunded. Everything is refunded.
That's excellent to know because, as I said, in the past, people have been saying, a lot of their fees were deducted from their salary, right?
Yeah.
But in your case, everything went smoothly. So,
Yeah.
when did you actually receive your visa?
I received my visa 30th of September.
Okay. Was that a 30-day visa? Was it?
It's like 15 working days. 15 working days. But I received my visa 11 working days only.
Okay, but there a vignette on your passport, the actual when you got it,
Yeah.
correct? And
Yes.
then when you arrived on
I arrived on 15th October.
15th of October,
Yeah.
and Pearl was there to collect you at the airport.
Yes. She was there waiting for us in arrival in Heathrow Airport. She was very happy, and also we were very happy also seeing her for the first time because we communicate only virtually through Skype and through Messenger. She was really there, physically present.
It's a matter of trust, really, isn't it?
Sorry?
So it's a matter of trust. You trusted her to make
Yes,
sure
of
that she
course.
dealt with all the paperwork and that she was there to say hello to you at the airport. So it was made more real that
Yes.
the worry of having to go through this, not actually seeing the person that
Yeah.
who you're dealing with, and finally, she was there to welcome you. So
Yeah.
everything
Not
is
just
set. So you
welcome us, but she gave us also
exactly.
food. She treated us for a coffee, and then
Oh,
um binigyan niya rin po kami ng, I mean, she arranged also for a coach for us to travel
yes.
outside of London because we are outside of London. So she arranged everything for us.
That's really amazing. So you have now started your work for
Yes,
the NHS,
yes.
and how are you finding it?
Of course, lahat naman tayo dadaan sa adjustment period, yung transition period na tinatawag. But I guess Filipino nurses, we are very resilient and we are very optimistic na we will adapt. We can adapt to any environment. So as of now, nag-start na kami ng aming shift, clinical shift sa hospital, and we really like it. Everything, the staff nurses are so kind, including the patients also.
And how many Filipinos working where you at? You're the hospital you're working for.
I guess we have a lot of Filipino nurses there. However, we cannot see each other because the hospital is too big.
Okay.
So yeah, so we are not meeting each other every day. Nami-meet ko lang yung mga kasama ko sa emergency department. Yun, nami-meet ko sila during endorsement or during handover. And after that, wala na. Kasi ano siya napakalaking hospital. So we seldom see each other.
Well, welcome to UK,
Thank
Jesse.
you.
And it's really interesting to note, what you had to go through during the pandemic. But as you said, if you've got this agency that will be able to help you to make the application easier, quicker, it's less stressful. So that's actually really good. So thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Miss Crystal. Thank you, Miss Rose, for having me. It was really an honor for me to be interviewed by by two of you, by the two of you rather. Thank you very much for the time. It is my honor, and anytime if you want me. I will be here.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
very much, Jessie.
Good luck,
I'm just gonna
Jessie.
quickly
Best,
highlight.
yeah, good luck, Jessie. And
Yeah.
then I hope that mag-iingat ka because the pandemic is around at
Yeah.
nasa second lockdown tayo. Best of luck sa iyo and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, Miss Rose. Thank you. Actually, before Miss Rose, I am just seeing you sa TV lang. Ngayon nakausap na kita ng personal.
And
Sikat
hopefully
ka
we
na,
can
Jessie, ha? Sikat ka na rin.
oo,
Thank you.
kasi di bale pagkatapos ng pandemic, hopefully magkikita-kita tayo including Pearl kasi in your interview you have been mentioning Pearl many times and I understand malaking bagay na isang mapagkakatiwalaang agency ang na
Yes.
nagpo-process ng inyong mga papeles, mga dokumento because alam naman natin na it's a big problem kapag merong anomalya sa recruitment,
Yes,
di ba?
exactly. Opo.
Okay, yes, that's great. Thank you very much. Maraming
Thank
salamat
you.
and good luck sa iyo.
Thank you po. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. I'm just going to go into the details now. Of course, when you come to the UK to work for the NHS or an organization providing medical services to the NHS, you have to be a doctor, a nurse, a health professional, and adult social care professional. They have this standard occupational classification code, which you can check if you can come under those occupations. Now, your employer must be licensed to sponsor you if you're coming from at the moment outside of EU. Now, the visa fees, very important. The usual visa fee is £928 if the visa is for over 3 years. It's now cut to 464 pounds. Okay, so if the visa is more than 3 years, it's now 464 pounds, and that applies to also to your dependents if they're applying with you. If your visa is up to 3 years, the cost is 232 pounds. So that's even lower. Now, this is important. You will not have to pay immigration health surcharge. That means contribution to the NHS. At the moment, the IHS has been increased to £624 per year. So it's very expensive. Just imagine for up to 3-year visa, you will have to pay the IHS in advance, and that would be £1,872. Just imagine, not just for you, if you have dependents, that would double, triple, or how many dependents you have. It's amazing that the government has said you don't have to pay for this if you're applying under this visa. So it's exempt permanently. So that's great news. You do have to pay for the £19.20 biometric enrollment, but the employer could pay that on your behalf as well. If you want to for the decision making at the British Embassy, it would take as little as 3 weeks, but it can be even shorter if you pay their priority service. And that's it. I think if you're actually thinking of coming to the UK, find out first if you qualify, get a trusted agency, and then when you come to the UK, just do the best you can for the NHS. That's the in a nutshell.
Yes, Crystal, I think we just have to give them a little bit of an overview or background. In the past, before the pandemic happened, because I've been covering nurses for many years, ang foreign nurses, lalong-lalo na yung galing sa Pilipinas, because Philippines is not part of EU, kailangan pumasok muna itong nurse as a profession sa shortage occupation list bago sila makarating dito sa UK. Because ang priority sa employment of nurses, doctors, carers, dapat manggagaling sa EU, no? Dahil hindi nga tayo
Correct.
bahagi ng EU, kailangan pumasok tayo dyan sa kategorya na yan. Now, nagkaroon ng pandemya. So, nagluwag yung government sa mga patakaran. And then, katulad nga ng nabanggit ko kanina, kailangan ng 6,500 nurses ng NHS. That was reported in September. So, ibig sabihin, marami pang nurse ang kailangan na manggagaling sa ibang bansa. At alam naman natin ngayon na nakilala na ang mga nurse dito sa UK, ang Filipino nurse na magagaling, masisipag sa trabaho. So oportunidad po ito para sa mga kababayan natin na makapagtrabaho dito sa UK. And then you mentioned the fees. Bumaba yung mga fees kasi if you are a nurse, syempre katulad nga ng nabanggit ni Jessie kanina, for greener pasture, gusto mong maging madala yung pamilya mo dito. But kung may 3 kang anak, para kuhanan sila ng visa, no? Para makasunod sa iyo, it's a lot of money. Lalo na kung nagbabayad ka pa nung mga recruitment fees, lahat ng yan na nagkapatong-patong na. So, ngayon, yung isang nakilala ko na nurse, na galing din siya sa Middle East, ang sinabi niya sa akin, it's much easier for her dahil nga bumaba itong mga fees na ito. So, ito yung gusto nating i-share sa kanila. Plus, the one that you mentioned, yung search, what was that? Yung sa...
Immigration health surcharge.
Yes.
Yes. It's so much. It's they've increased it. As I said, last month, it used to be 200 and 400. Now it's 624 pounds per year. So you times it by 3.
What does it mean? Para dun sa mga magtatrabaho dito sa UK, bakit kailangan magbayad ng foreign nurses nitong bayarin na yan? What is it for?
It's basically if you get ill and you have to go to the hospital to get treated. That would mean you don't have to pay for that treatment because it's covered by the IHS, you see. So that's what it's for. That's what the government said anyway. Otherwise, if you don't pay that, you'll have to pay it privately for the cost of the treatment.
Okay. Shall we mention some of the comments here, yung mga kababayan po natin na nakatutok sa atin simula pa sa segment 1, sa ating wellness segment and nurses segment naman. Sinabi ni Miss Ruby Rose Ojeda na isa rin daw sa mapagkakatiwalaang recruitment is Oman Phil. So I'm just reading that, ha, hindi ko po siya nire-recommenda. It's a comment from one of our viewers. So ayan po.
Can I mention, Rose, as well?
Yes.
If you want to be sure about the position, I actually suggest that you go to the Job Center Plus. It's actually a government website, and also job.nhs.uk. So a lot of vacancies there posted as well on the website.
But if they're from the Philippines, for example, or yung mga kababayan natin in the Middle East, can they go directly there? Hindi ba nila kailangan ng agency to be like a mediator?
I think you do. You do need it's not as simple as just applying yourself. You do need more information. So it's especially with the language as well. I would suggest best to contact our trusted agents.
Yes, trusted agency, man agency for the seaman. Ito naman for our nurses. And so, like Jessie has mentioned, malaking tulong talaga sa kanya itong skilled professional. Tama ba? I'm sorry, Pearl. Huwag kang magagalit sa akin. Kaibigan natin na si Pearl. Okay. So, sino pa ba yung mga babatiin po natin bago po tayo magpaalam? At kung meron po kayong mga tanong, we have a few minutes before we go. Batiin ko muna Bong Agustines, our stringer, TFC stringer sa Paris. Nanunood po siya. Ang mami ko, nakita ko kanina, Jerly Ramos, Mary Rose Ojeda, thank you for watching. My brother is watching. Yung buong pamilya ko yata nanonood ngayon eh.
That's good. Raquel Scrivens, She's there
Yes,
of FWA. So proud of our Filipino healthcare
yes.
workers.
Yes. Okay, nag-scroll po ako para sa mga messages ninyo. Para hindi nyo naman masayang yung pagta-type ninyo. My friend Nelly Fami. Thank you, Tita Nelly, for
Hi,
watching.
Nelly. Hi.
Nanonood po si Tita Nelly. Thank you. Yung mga kaibigan ni Jessie, of course. Ang kaibigan natin na sino pa? I have seen a lot of messages kanina. Dan Revelo, nanonood din. Gigi, nanonood din siya. Kaibigan natin si Gigi. And who else? Si Pearl nanonood kanina. Pearl, message us for the for the website, for your website. Please don't be upset. And what else? May tanong po ba kayo? Do you have questions? Carmen Hickey, pray for our kababayans. Yes, Tita Carmen, we will pray and we continue to pray for them, lalo na po yung mga nasalanta ng bagyo sa Pilipinas. Julius Cesar, I'm a big fan ng programa. Salamat, Julius. At fan ka rin siguro ni Crystal Dias. And who else? Sino pa ba yung mga hindi natin nabate? Kasi baka magtampo sila.
I know, it just goes so fast. I can't keep up with you.
Oh,
Jenny T. De Guzman, hello.
Jenny T. De Guzman, kababayan ko rin yata ito. And this also, mga kababayan ko sila. Lahat ng kababayan ko at kamag-anak ko nanonood ngayon. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat po. Siguro gusto nila si Girly. Si Jerly ang nagbantay at nag-alaga sa anak ko when we were in the Philippines. Thank you, Jerly. Thank you for watching, Jerly. Adeline Kawitan, salamat po sa panonood. Kung may tanong po kayo regarding Immigration 101, inbox us kay Crystal Dias at sana po ngayong hapon ay marami kayong natutunan. Wellness during the lockdown mula sa ating actor, ang kaibigan natin na si Raymond Bagatsing, and of course, ang kwento ng ating kababayan na medyo mahaba yung nilakbay niya just to come to the UK. What an ordeal, no? Because of the lockdown, Crystal?
Yes. Correct. It would have been easier, if it was a normal, year, but it's not. This is the new normal.
Correct.
So, but at least he's made it here now and he's happy where he is. So, yes, congratulations, Jesse. Welcome to UK again.
Yes. And thank you, Jay, for being here with us, answering our messages here. Our associate producer, lahat po ng bumubuo ng Juan Eu Konek. Maraming salamat sa inyo. So I guess that's it for this afternoon. Medyo mahaba-haba yung break natin before our next live because we're preparing for our docu-series. Bantayan po nyo, abangan po ninyo. Even during the lockdown, we're filming. So wag po ninyong palalampasin end of the month ang docu-series 3 para po sa kwento ng ating mga kababayang frontliners dito sa UK at sa Europa. Maraming salamat sa lahat po ng mga sumusuporta sa ating programa. Mag-inbox po kayo sa amin for the topic that you like. Okay, kasama namin kayo sa pagkonekta sa mga Pinoy sa Europa ngayong panahon ng pandemya. Ang kwento ni Juan sa Europa ay kwento ng bawat Pilipino sa iba-ibang sulok ng mundo.
Sana po ay nag-iwan kami ng aral, impormasyon, ngiti at pag-asa.
Thank you to the National Lottery Community Fund for being our funder for this project, Kontra Corona. We will be serving you in the next 3 months. Ako po si Rose Eclarinal.
And I'm Crystal Dias.
Hanggang sa muli.
So Juan Eu Konek.